Hi YouTube, Night Ninja here, hope you're well. Today I'm going to be showing you a deck profile for my Millennium deck. I took this to my locals on the weekend and finished top 6. Did really well, to be fair. Had some good duels with it. This deck's set up so as long as you get everything set up right, you win on one turn. But there was a couple of people that I went against that have played this deck before and had contingency. So some of the duels went on a little bit longer. But yeah, so this will be part 1 where I'll show you what's in the main deck, show you what I had in the extra deck and what I have in my side decks. I do have a side deck for this deck. There are cards I'd like to add to this, but at the moment I'm happy with it as it is. So in the part 2 that I'll do, I'll go over the combos like I normally do and I'll talk a little bit about what happened in the tournament. Yeah, so if we go into, I'll show you the Millennium part of it first. So this is like the main cards I've got. I got Ankh, running 3 copies of. Really important card. You need this so you don't have to pay the costs for summoning your Millennium monsters. And obviously it lets you go into your fusion monster. But what's nice with this is Ash can't negate it, because you're not adding cards from the hand, you're just revealing the piece of Exodia. So I went with 3 shields, which lets you get your rank if you don't start with it in hand. I went with 3 Sengen Gens, which is a searcher, so when it gets summoned, you can add the Millennium Monster to your hand. So I don't go that into shield. I've got 2 Golems, which allows you access to Edu Temple. Then obviously the 5 pieces of Exodia. Fortunately, you can only have 1 copy each, but that's all you need. 1 Obliviate and 2 Exods. Now I used all 3 of these at different points in my duels, and this was the most effective. Then I'm running 2 Redu Temples. Really handy just to protect your Millennium monsters when they're destroyed and they're faced up, whether that be by card effect or monster effect. They just come in the back row so you can recycle them every turn. So that's the Millennium part of it. So we'll go for the hand traps. I was running 2 Shifters, 2 Ash, 1 Draw, and then I had 2 Golems, 1 Mulchami Perilia, 1 Phantasme, and 1 Dogwood. I used quite a few of these in different duels and they were pretty effective, to be fair. So the spell cards I went with were 2 Lightning Storms. I went with 1 spell card Monster Reborn, 1 Super Poly, 1 Triple Tactics, 1 Secret Villager spellcaster. It was actually really good for this deck, which I'll talk about more in the second video. 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Feather Duster. And then for the traps, I went with 2 Imperm, 1 Azaroon, and 1 There Can Only Be One. So that's the main deck. So with the extra deck, we went with 3 copies of Exodia Incarnate. I went with 1 Soul Hatter Rabbit, so I could get into Azaroon, sorry. And I went with 1 Moon of a Closed Heaven, and 1 Underworld Goddess of a Closed World. I went with an IP Masquerena, Wind Up Arsenal, Semio, number 38, Hope Harbinger, Zombie Vampire. I went with Pediplant, Dragostea Pelia, Garura, Mud Dragon, 1 Relinquish Anima, and 1 Millennium Eyes Restrict. One thing that's quite handy is when you summon him, you can't summon again that turn, and any monster that isn't Millennium or an Exodia monster goes back to your deck. Well, Millennium Eyes Restrict is a Millennium monster, so if you get him out in the field, he doesn't have to go back. Like obviously when you combo in with your Soul Hatter, that does end up back in the extra deck. Okay, so I'll tell you which ones I used and which ones I didn't really need to use when I do part 2. But then in the extra deck, I went with another spell card Monster Reborn, another triple tactics, and an extra obliterate just in case. I went with one draw, another phantasmate, another ash. I went with Ghost Mourner, Moonlight Chill. I went with an extra Exard, an obliterate, Cello Hat a Trick, an extra Azure Rune, an extra Imperm. I had Skill Drain, Dimensional Barrier, and Evenly Matched. So yeah, that's my side deck. I didn't side deck during the tournament. I wish I had a couple of times, but on the most part I didn't need to. So that was part 1. I will get part 2 done, and then I'll talk for the combos and some of the situations that happened in the tournament that I was able to play around. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope to see you all soon. Take care. Bye.